Mic check.
No mic here.
Oh, thank you.
Hello and welcome to WRL Week 13 in Michigan. We're joining these truck drivers again. Week 13 for them. This track, very fast. One of the fastest tracks we have on the schedule. It's not Daytona or Talladega. Right now we're stepping into practice. Only 4 minutes left. Camerata's leading the board right now. McDonald's second. Panzarella third. What I'm noticing is a lot of these times are really close. Back in sixth. Back 4-6. I mean, they're tied at the moment. Looks like there's not a lot of time to gain if you're in the draft. And I think it's going to be kind of hard to pass. I mean, it's weird to say, but I do think it's going to be hard to pass, just because I mean, just here and watching practice, I mean, nobody's really passing. They seem to just kind of be stuck right behind each other. Usually you'll see people racing, but nobody here really seems to want to race at the moment. See if that translates to the race itself. We got this battle going on in practice. I do think both lines will be viable. If you get those bottom tires right below that first seam, you can really turn the truck when compared to being a little bit higher. See the 15 do it here. It gets right below that seam. Actually goes all the way below it. And that'll loosen that truck up. See, he wants to slide up there. So much grip, he's not really struggling at all. They seem really planted into the track, so this could really make for a draft heavy race where really not too much passing if there's not much handling. Let's take a look at the points after last week. The points are starting to spread out a little bit near the back, but up front, this battle at the cut line still rages on. 10th, 11th, and 12th are really separated by just a few points. I mean, only really 3 points there, 2 or 3 points. Jade Burr on the opposite side of the cut line, 17 points back. He's gonna have to do a little bit of digging here. Anthony Camerata right behind him. But everyone above it, they're definitely not safe. You got Charles Irwin 19 above and 18 above. So I mean, if Jade Bird catches up in points, those guys are right there, not very far off that cut. Something to note is there's only 5 races left if we count this one. 4 after this one, 5 left. 7 spaces are open. And 5 of those spots are locked by winners already. So there will definitely be spots open for points, but if you can lock yourself in with a win, especially at a track like Michigan, where we're going to see a pack, we're going to see it bunched up a little bit, this is where you want to do it. I mean, we're closing down to the end of the regular season, and if you're not in, you definitely want to be in. Time is getting short for these guys. Take a look. Practice is just about to end. So the Camerata is going to win practice here. Looks like everyone who did hop in the draft was within about 6/10 of each other, so not much of a gap there. We'll see how different the times are for qualifying. As we wait for the first car to take the track. Take a look at track conditions down there in the bottom right. Looks like we got some wind out there, 11 miles per hour. That'll make a little bit of a difference. Looks like track temp is really hot today, up at 109. Usually the average for a track is around 90 on a sunny day, so these guys definitely have a hot track that could play a part with tire wear later on in a run if they overheat them over time. I know that's not really going to matter too early in a run, but later on it could matter. We got Mark Cofield, one of the first trucks out on track. And what these guys are going to do, they're going to run this track just like they would take Daytona or Talladega. They're going to run that first lap up high and the second lap down low, try and get as much momentum on that first lap to then dive down and wrap the bottom on the second lap. The track is way too wide and too long on the outside just to run around the top and try and get momentum down the back straight. You see Cofield coming to his fast lap. He's going to dive it down low. Not go below the apron there. Some guys might. See, he's going to dive it down. Use every bit of the track. He entered up high, dove it down low, came out of the corner up at the top. Probably see him do it again here, although out of 4 at Michigan, it gets really straight. The corner arcs out really nicely that you can hold the bottom. You probably won't see anybody really arc up to the top. As you can see there, Kind of held the middle. He's going to go below the apron here. That lap is going to put him 300ths off the top. Let's hop on board Javier Zapata. We got Keith Ayers coming around into 3. We'll go on board for this qualifying run. You see that Paul Brown took hold. Stanley right behind him. Ooh, and they tie for first. Holt's going to be in first now. Right on board. You see just how smooth it is. Ayers gets the pole. That was on his first lap. Let's see if he can improve it on his second. Right on board with the pole setter. Looks like he's full throttle all the way around the track, not lifting at all. Maybe a little lift right there, but not much. I don't know if he can do it much better than that. He's full throttle all the way around the track. He doesn't improve, but that's going to keep him P1 for now. Head over to Kyle Lawver, who is on his fast lap. I'm in the middle of the track. Something no one else is doing right now. We'll see what this does for his time. Right now, he is sitting P11, 8/10 off. Looks like he gains a little bit, but it's not going to get him a position. Camerata down the back straight on his second lap, final lap. Looks like he's running not quite the bottom. He's kind of straddling that seam right there. You want to do that during the race if you can. We'll loosen the truck up just a little bit. As you see Camerata go P5. 900ths off. Get on with Charles Irwin also down the backstretch on his second lap. Irwin is going to stay where he was down in P12. Matt McDonald starting his first lap. Looks like he's going for it on the first lap. Ooh, gets a little loose out of the corner. That's going to hurt his time. Wonder if we'll see him run the top here just to try and get as much as he can out of the second lap. He's going to dive in a little bit, not completely all the way. He's going to try and get momentum out to try and get that really good second lap. Runs it up near the wall. Even with that slide, that puts him 10th. Keith Ayers still way out ahead with his really fast lap. You see everyone else is about 100th off, but he got up 500ths. Matt McDonald might have tapped the wall there. Shouldn't hurt his lap. He's going to drive it into the bottom. Can't find the bottom. He's going to drift up a little bit. I think that's really going to hurt his lap time. I think he got to rat the bottom. That means he's going to jump up to 8th. So a little bit of a gain there, but these qualifying times are so close right now. Hop on board to Ryan O'Toole. One of the last people to qualify. Who's going to put it P13. Looks like qualifying is just about over. As always, Matt McDonald's going to do some practice laps. Seems to do that after every qualifying every week. Just get a little bit more practice in. Going to practice pit road entry. Looks like he's going to go around again. Try it one more time if he does have time. But we wait for qualifying to end. Let's bring up Keith Ayres. Keith Ayres, Mike in the booth. You got me? Looks like you're going to be sitting on pole. I don't think anybody else is going to go. You want to tell us about your lap? We went on board with you for your lap, actually, right in the cockpit view. So we saw it. Want to tell us about it? Actually, hold on.
Sorry.
Let's try that again. I had you muted.
Yeah.
Keith Ayres.
It's okay.
You got pole.
Yeah.
We were on board with you. It's your cockpit view. We saw how it went. How did it go?
Went good from inside. It went good from the driver's seat, as you all saw. It felt good. But I feel like I've got a strong piece for tonight. We'll just see how this goes in the race. If I can turn this into a win.
Yeah, it looked like that bottom line was really where you wanted to be. We saw some guys run in the middle, didn't really get the speed out of it, but you were lightning fast out there. Looked like you were full throttle around on the bottom.
Yes.
These trucks seem like they got a lot of grip tonight. Do you think it'll be a problem with being full throttle with the tires overheating? It looks like the track's a little warm.
Yeah, as it goes on, I think it's going to get a little sketcy, but we'll just have to wait and see.
All right. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
And where were you? You were in Fatal?
I am AMR.
AMR.
The only AMR truck to show up tonight, but it's okay.
All right. Good luck in the race. We'll see you.
Thank you. Hope to talk to you after the race in Renault Circle.
Oh, yeah. That was Keith Ayres, our pole sitter. Seems like he's pretty confident in what his truck can do. We look at our starting grid for the night. Only got 20 people show up, so we're able to use the scoring pylon here on the left. We got Keith Ayres first, Jeremiah Holt second, Paul Brown third, Kevin Stanley fourth, Anthony Camerata fifth. Something I'm seeing, I don't think I see Tyler Johnson again this week. I think he had to show up tonight to keep his eligibility for playoffs, so that could be major for him if he didn't show up tonight. But our leaders are getting to the restart zone. Green flag is out. Everybody get a good run. They're going to fan out behind him. Looks like Holt got a good run on the outside on that restart. He's going to clear here. He's going to clear. Ooh, on the bottom. Keith Ayers gets loose. It looks like what we were talking about, that bottom's going to loosen that truck up, and it did right there. I definitely wasn't ready for that. Kevin Stanley's going to make a run to the bottom. He hits the apron. It's going to get him loose. He's still loose. He's still saving it. Oh, what a save. And we're going to see that all night. We're going to see trucks try and get as close as they can to that bottom because it is the fastest way around. But if you do touch that apron, you're going to get so loose. All over the back bumper of Ayers there. Ayers gets just a little bit loose. He's still loose. Caution's out. Looks like in the back. Let's see what happened here. Like it happened somewhere in the back. This isn't it. Let's see if I can find it. Looked like it was Austin Mioto. Go back and find where this happened. Lifts off the gas and gets him. 63 gets into him and just gets up into the wall. Ooh, he comes down the track and hits the 4. Not much damage for the 4, but that could be big going on. Jump back live. He is down pit road. He's probably going to have to use that faster pair. That was a hectic beginning of the race. It seemed like Keith Ayers was really struggling to stay off the bottom. So we got a few people down pit road. About half the field, actually, down pit road. Starting with Paul Brown. He was up there near the front. Camerata, Zach Panzarella, Jeffrey Smith, Charles Irwin, Ryan O'Toole, Brandon Wallace, David Sharon, and Dave Sharon. Looks like this is just going to be a quick fuel stop for most of these guys. A couple guys taking tires back there. Only 4 laps in. Looks like Paul Brand's going to win the race off. No, Zach Panzarella is going to win the race off pit road. Nope. Camerata, Kevin Stanley, Zach Panzarella. So it looks like everybody from 9th on back. Pit. Got a few of these guys. Maybe fixing a little bit of damage. You do know that the pit window, they can go about 20-ish laps on fuel, so pitting here isn't a huge advantage. It's just going to be they want to take less fuel later. See if any of those guys back there are going to double pit here. That's definitely a strategy for trying to get as much fuel in it as possible. Yep, and it looks like Kevin Stanley's going to do it. Kevin Stanley, Jeffrey Smith, and just a few cars behind him. And here, that's one more lap you'll have in that tank. Kevin Stanley Jr., Jeffrey Smith, all coming down pit road. Looks like obviously all fuel stops. Someone I'm not seeing again is Tanner Coster, who was entering this race as the regular season champ. He was 15 points ahead, but not being here, that's going to give Zapata a huge advantage. He's probably going to take the regular season championship. Stanley's right behind him, though, only minus 23 points to Coster, so we're going to see a championship change here as they get going right in the restart zone. Holt's going to get a really good jump. And the field's going to follow him into one. It looks like these guys are a lot less racy right now. Take a look a little further back. We're going to Kyle Lawver, Zach Panzarella, Reginald Harris, Paul Brown all right here. Seems like everybody's found their way to the bottom. Nobody really wants to be on the top. Looks like Matt McDonald's trying to make it work. On the outside of Zapata here. See how much more speed that bottom has, and Matt McDonald's going to slide back. He's going to slide back to Cofield. Ooh, Panzarella gets a little bit loose off the corner. We're 3 wide back here. Sorted it out. Reginald Harris and the 5. Take a look back out front. Got a battle for the lead, heating up. Zapata and Cofield are catching the leader. Holt got a huge run, and now he's falling back just a little bit. That draft on the trucks is so big. But with draft comes that dirty air. You'll see if Zapata tries to enter right behind him, it won't quite work. He's going to have to offset just a little bit. You see him take a lane higher. You can't quite complete the pass on the top. It really looks like that bottom is going to be where you want to be right now. Zapata takes a look to the inside just when I was saying it. He's going to give up the bottom. He's going to give him the lead. You see Surges on the bottom. He's going to clear. Looks like Zach Panzarella 3 wide with Keith Ayers. They're going to sort it out. Cameron going to the inside of Matt McDonald. Look, this battle for third. Panzarella's really trying to make that top work. Looks like there's some guys who really want to try and race and some guys who are just trying to stay in line. See, Panzarella's going to get a big run off the corner. Looks like the top's starting to come in just after a few laps once those tires heat up. He's going to make the pass on Keith Ayers. Saw with the leader, Zapata took the bottom and he was able to pull away, but now it looks like that top might be where it's at. Mark Cofield dives to the bottom. And we can see the 73 of Holt's going to hold on the top. The top line is in. We're going to go 3 wide in the turn 1. Does anybody back out? No, they're going to hold it 3 wide. Plenty of room here to do that. Track is so wide. Ooh, air's just a little bit loose on the bottom. He's going to hold pace though. A lot of single file back. We're going to enter in 3 wide again. Panzarella going to have a big run on the bottom, but Keith Ayres on the bottom. Going to get door to door with the 97. And Cofield wants a piece of this 3rd place battle. He's going to run up top and slide in right behind Panzarella. See right there, Mark got that clean air, and now he's going to try and stay right in the back of Keith Ayres and push him down the back straight. Take a look back at the lead again. Javier Zapata pulled out to a 4/10 lead, and now it's closing down to a 3.6. As this battle heats up just a little bit, let's take a look back. In 14th place, Kyle Logger. Back of this pack, Ryan O'Toole. Austin Yodo in the wall. Ooh, he's gonna save it, but it's gonna hurt. Yodo not having a good time tonight. Looks like he's way off pace after hitting the wall. He hit the wall real hard there. No caution. Take a look at what happened there. Front. 63 is hard in the wall. Let's see what happened there. The 4 wants to run up and doesn't know the 63 is there. He just gets into him. The 63 loses it into the wall. A hard tail slap. The 21 gets away with one there. It's him keeping it straight. And hop back to live. Ooh, Zapata got real loose on the top there. Had to really wheel that out of the corner. A really good battle going on for about 5th place here. Looks like everybody's almost everybody's migrated to the top. Just a couple guys left on the bottom. Looks like the first 10 laps of a run, that bottom's going to be really good, and then it's going to become a multi-lane track. It doesn't seem like either lane really has an advantage right now. Maybe the top. Ooh, and he squeezes right in. The 97 squeezes in that hole. It didn't look like it was going to be open. For anybody who hasn't pit yet, they only got about 4 or 5 laps left on fuel. Gary Maydew has made his way down pit road. We saw him hit the wall. With 3 wide down the front stretch. It's almost normal here to do that. This track has so many lanes. Ooh, we got a battle for the lead heating up. 3 wide battle. Looks like Zapata might have burned his stuff up. Holt's going to get a run to the inside. Ooh, Keith Ayres wanted to go down there, but Holt was still there. So will show us what lane is better. Looks like Zapata got a little bit loose. Keith Ayres is going to go down low. I thought he was going to bump draft. He is. He's going to be forced to. The 73 blocks his run. It's going to push him out to the lead. And this is going to pull Panzarella into the picture in fourth. These guys racing side by side, just pulls those back guys in. Now we got fifth place coming into the picture. A 5-car battle for the lead. Ayres falls off, now a 4-car battle. Zapata wants that lead back. He's going to follow him into the corner, go up high, block Panzarella. And that's going to give a huge run on the inside to Jonathan Cofield. All the way up into second place with a good push from Panzarella down the front stretch. I'm saying the top might be where it is, but right now, Jonathan Cofield has shown us that that bottom is really fast. He's going to slide up right behind the 73. And they're just throwing haymakers now. Everybody wants the lead. 24 is going to throw it in there. He's going to make it work. The 58 is going to cross him over. The 24 really sent it in there. The front tires did not stick when he sent it. And Panzarella falls off. Now we're down to a 3-car battle for the lead. Holt's pulling off just a little bit as these guys battle side by side. Cofield's just making that bottom look so fast right now. Ooh, little wiggling in the back there, but they keep it straight. Pit stops should be starting within the next lap or two. That's why these guys are battling so hard. I thought they were going to go right there one by one, but they're going to go at least one more lap to the inside. Jonathan Cofield's going to side draft. He's going to get the lead just by a nose, and he's going to send it in to turn one. He's going to get it. Zapata side drafts to 73 and pulls him back and gives the lead right to Jonathan Cofield. That'll make another race where Cofield leads. I think he's led in every race he's ran so far for the league. And he shows week in and week out just so much speed. It looks like Zapata might be falling off tire-wise just a little bit. Might have overheated him with those sliders. He jumped back a little bit here. Got Marco Field battling with Camerata. 63 Paul Brown, or 63 Maydew. Trying to make his way back up on the lead lap the hard way as he gets loose out of the corner. He's on new tires. He might be 2 laps down. But he is only 1 lap down, I believe. He might be 2. But he's quick. We can see the difference in tires right there. Looks like tires are going to be really important. And that'll be something to see. If we get a caution timed right, he put fuel in it. He could just be our leader when these guys pit. If no caution flies, these guys are going to have to pit really soon. And with that tire advantage, he might just be able to pull to the lead once this cycles. He's got so much speed right now. Got Reginald Harris down pit road. He's taking his tires. I think he saw just how fast Gary Maydew was. This isn't a bad call to come down a lap early and try and flip it. We got Jeremiah Holt and Javier Zapata down pit road. The cycle has begun. I can't wait to see where Maydew cycles. He's made his way the hard way around on the lead lap. See him there on the track map. 19th place. See, just about everybody's going to take the 4 tires. We'll hop back up to the lead as Jonathan Cofield pulled out to a 2.5 seconds. 2.25 seconds. Panzarella P2. Keith Ayres P3. Paul Brown P4. Anthony Camerata P5. As pit stops are well underway here at Michigan. Jonathan Cofield down pit road. Gonna hop on board with Gary Maydew. Entering turn 1. Watch him on the track map. Right now, Cofield is 11th. see where that cycles out as we jump to the lead right now. Panzarella with Brown right behind him. Looks like so far everybody who's gone down pit road has taken four tires. Looks like a long stop. Long stop there from Matt McDonald. We're going to jump up front. Gary Maydew did cycle ahead of Jonathan Cofield. So that caution, or not a caution, him getting into an accident could be huge for him. He was down about 10 laps earlier though, so that the tire advantage isn't going to last long, but he has the lead right now. If a caution comes out, he'll be the leader. He'll have to pit, but if this goes a little bit long, this could pull right into his hand. His Camerata is going to stay out. So far, one of two. Oh, the only one left as everybody else pulls down pit road. Take a look as pit road is very busy right now. Ooh. And it looks like the 7 of Charles Irwin missed his box just a little bit. Kevin Stanley really close to missing his box, but he's in there. As we take a look at our lead, looks like Cofield's going to be right there on him, but they have such a big lead as we can see right there on the bottom. Look, all those guys are exiting the pits. That's for third place coming out of pit road, so these guys are going to have a massive gap. I think if Maydew can just... Ooh, he taps the wall. If he can just stay in the draft of these guys, he's going to have a huge advantage. It's going to hurt him late in the race if we don't get a caution, but if we get a caution, he just gained track position. He'll keep this track position for most of the race, if not the rest of it, if the caution comes out later. You take a look at the battle that just came off pit road. Jeremiah Holt, Javier Zapata, Keith Ayers, Zach Panzarella is that running position. Jump back to P8, a little further back, Mark Cofield. P9, Paul Brown, Charles Irwin, 10th. Kevin Stanley Jr. back at 11th. Everybody's single file. Anthony Camerata is going to come off pit road. Look, he's going to cycle into about 10th place. Keep on moving back. Jeffrey Smith, 12th. Brennan Wallace, 13th. Kyle Lawver, 14th. Dave Charon, 15th. Reginald Harris, 16th. One of the first people to pit. Wondering if he made some kind of mistake on pit road. Matt McDonald saw him have a long stop. David Chiron, 18th. Ryan O'Toole, 19th. And Austin Mioto still on track. He is a lap down. Trying to get his lap back the hard way though. He's battling P2. Take a ride on with Keith Ayers here. See what it's like on track. See he's going to go low here. He has to lift. Nothing like qualifying. He's trying to save the tires. If you run qualifying laps every single time, we'll burn those tires up. See he's relatively stable there. Andrell's going to get to his outside. He dived it in low. Andrell's still on his outside. Ooh, close one there. Looks like lap traffic is becoming a little bit of a problem for these guys. Mioto's going to get out of the way. Zach Panzarella getting around Gary Maydew. He's on a little bit of tire deficit right now, but he's holding on. So he's starting to struggle a little bit on the top. As these guys on the lead lap. Well, he's still on the lead lap, but this tire strategy. Race on. Jonathan Cofield pulled out a massive gap. Almost 3 seconds. Jeremiah Holt, Zach Panzarella. Zach Panzarella right now on a roll. In that first group, he is the fastest car right now. He's figured something out. He's going to take the top against Holt for P2. You see they're gaining just a little bit on Cofield in the lead. I wonder if Cofield's just saving a little bit, kind of managing that gap. Panzarella got really loose there. Couldn't hold on to it. He's going to get a really good run down the back, though. He might just clear into the corner. He is. He's clear. And that's for P2. It's like he found out how to make it work on the top. I mean, I think he got loose last time. He just might have figured something out to look like he was slow. Something we are seeing is tire wear is going to matter. Saw Gary Maydew hop the leaders. It did come at a price of now his tires are shot. Ooh. Keith Ayers all night's been having a little bit of a problem. Just with looseness overall. Let's take a look back. In 9th place, Gary Maydew's continuing to fall. Gary Maydew's going to have to pit in a few more laps. Which isn't awful. He's going to get new tires again. Be able to send it as hard as he can. Keep an eye on him and see what happens in the pits. Jump back up here to 4th place, Jeremiah Holt, Zapata, and Brown, all still battling really hard. See Panzarella starting to run down Cofield. These guys using all lanes of the track. 73 slides up in front of the 24. We're going to give the 24 a really good draft on the back, or the front straight. Going to be able to use it, get to his outside. The 72 is inside. We're going to enter 3 wide. The 73 wants to slide up, but he just can't. The 24 is there. 24 is going to, nope, the 7's going to leave him out. These guys really want this position. The 5 is going to sneak into this picture. 5-car battle for 4th place. And almost all single file, just a little bit of battling. Ooh, the 7's going to force his way into a hole that wasn't there, but it kind of was. He made it work. Ooh, the 24 gets loose. The 5 into the wall. Only light contact for both of them. They're going to keep going. Take a look at the front of that 5 car. No damage. He's looking good. Back at Jeffrey Smith and Camerata battling for 9th place. Here comes Maydew out of pit road. Pit for his tires. Going to be a lap down, but we saw him drive through the field last time he did it. I think he'll need a caution to actually finish the race in the same amount of stops as everyone else, so he's going to try and get his way back up to the front, unlap himself and hope for a caution, but take a look back at 18th place. Ryan O'Toole really off the pace. He's lost the draft. Wonder if he has any damage. Take a ride on board. Not saving any fuel. Ooh, he's loose there. Jump back out as we can see second place. Slowly catching up to Cofield. Starting to fall back a little bit to the guys behind. Panzarella might have used this stuff up. They say that, and these guys are getting close to having the pit. Caution's out. Looks like Austin Mioto. Something happened with Mioto. Let's take a look. Oh, he just comes down into the 97. Truck comes off the ground a little bit and hits the wall hard. That's going to end his days. He's already used his fast repair. Take a look at the rear chase here. Yeah, he didn't come down. The 97 thought he was going to stay up at the wall, but he stayed about a lane off, and it's going to ruin his day. As pit road should be open here. Tough break. Let's take a look real quick at the 97, see if there's any damage on that truck. Not seeing any. Looks like he got away with one there. As everyone's coming down pit road, led by Cofield. Panzarella right behind him, gonna try and jump him here. If you get the lead, you get that clean air. The 19's gonna cycle around as a lucky dog, but he only got his lap back the hard way. Huge for him. Looks like Ayers missed his box. He had to back up. Cofield out. Stanley's going to come out first. And Stanley only took 2 tires. Same with Jeffrey Smith. Only took 2 tires. Looks like Harris took 2 tires. So we got a couple 2-tire calls here. This was in their window to only have one more stop, I think. So these guys should only have to do one more stop. But Kevin Stanley in the lead after how much tire wear we've seen. We'll see if this is the right call, taking only right side tires. See the 63 down pit road. Lucky dog, he's gonna come around, be last on the field. The 16 still on pit road. Probably done for the night. He might be able to fix it, get back out there. Hope for a caution. Big wreck. Get him some points back. The field takes 1 to green. People of note that have taken 2 tires is going to be that inside lane. There's just that inside lane of Stanley and Smith. Both took 2 tires. And that's going to be sketchy on the bottom. It is looser statistically on the bottom. Through the corners and taking right sides is going to loosen that truck up. So watch on that restart when they go through that first turn if they get loose, if they're stuck on that bottom lane. Take a look at Jonathan Cofield, our biggest mover, starting in last, but of people to qualify, Charles Irwin up 8 spots. Biggest leader Austin Mioto, Gary Maydew. They are on pit road. Take a look as pace car pulls off. Enter the restart zone, and the 5 is going to get a jump. He slides his tires a little bit. That's going to keep Cofield right there. Smith to his inside. We'll see how much this tire difference is going to mean. The 5's on the bottom. He's fighting him hard, but really doesn't have anything for the 58. Cofield takes the lead. Jeffrey Smith falling back. That's a 2-tire call. It looks like it's not going to work. They're falling fast. It might work for Stanley if he's able to keep in clean air, but it looks like the 70 and Panzarella are going to get right around him. These guys are going to fall like rocks at this point. And if they're not in clean air, the truck's just going to handle awfully. You see the 5 get loose. I was saying it. And there goes Jeffrey Smith. He got loose. These guys fan out. Caution does not come out. And I was saying it. Caution's out. Now it's out. Looks like it was Maydew. Go back and look at what happened here. Back it up just a little bit. We did see, like I was saying, the 96 was going to get loose. It looks like a little bit of contact from the 99 there, actually. And Maydew's just going to get set head first into the wall, upside down. That's an insane hit. He's going to have to take a tow. He probably still has his faster pair, but going to have to take a tow, yeah. That truck's not going anywhere. Just unfortunate. Nothing he really could have done. Take one more look at that from his cockpit. I don't really think he could have done anything different. Just trying to unfold in front of him. This is the 96, he goes low, and then the 96 just keeps getting loose. He's just hard into the wall. Nothing he can do. This pit road is open this time. See if we have any takers. Oh, Cofield from the lead. And everybody's gonna... The 2 Cofields. Jeremiah Holt, Kevin Stanley, and everyone behind. People staying out. It's gonna be Kyle Lawver, Matt McDonald. They're gonna jump a bunch of positions up to 7th and 8th respectively. And it looks like this is just gonna be a fuel stop, no tires. It's a great chance for Jeffrey Smith to take tires. See the race off pit road. Looks like everybody just took fuel there, no tires. Pulled out so far. Looks like 96 trying to fix some damage. I do believe we do see that Stanley did take his 4 tires there. I mean, he kind of had to. This caution really saved him from falling all the way through the field. Looks like it's going to be an extended stay on pit road for Jeffrey Smith. See if he's able to get off pit road. Not seeing any damage anymore. He's going to pull off pit road here. Stay on the lead lap. May do. Looks like he is all out of faster pairs. That truck is done for the night, I can only guess. Our leader, Zach Panzarella, did not pit that time. I think these guys just got to get to lap 60, somewhere around lap 60, 63, somewhere around there to make it on fuel. So everybody's got to make at least one more stop. So those people who pit are just trying to put a little bit less in it when they do have to pit. We have Jeffrey Smith coming back down pit road, probably going to put a little bit of fuel in it. We know that they're from here still about 11 laps short, 12 laps short. Kevin Stanley Jr. also doing the same thing, coming down filling it up. Definitely can save a little bit of fuel here. I don't know if you can save quite that much fuel, 10 laps and in that much time, but hey, you gotta try something different. If you're not up front, you gotta try something different to get up there. Looks like once you find your little pack, you're kind of stuck in it. We've seen first breakaway, then second, third, and fourth will battle for laps and laps and laps, and then they'll break away, and fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth will have their own little pack, and it's just hard to get out of it. So once you find your little pack, it seems like track position's key, unless you're battling in your own little pack. We've got the Zach Panzarella on the inside, Brown on the outside. They get to the restart zone. Panzarella's gonna fire. No real wheel spin. Pack goes by Panzarella out to a 3/10 lead. Saw Panzarella be really good in the short run. We're going to see him run this as fast as he can and pit early. Use up the tires that he has. Looks like Keith Ayers wants a piece of that lead, but he just can't quite do it. Panzarella up top. We know that the bottom might be a little bit better on these new tires, as we see the 70 jump down below Keith Ayers. I think that bottom is really good for the first 5 or 6 laps on the new tires. Let's see if anybody remembered. Looks like the 70 remembered. He knows that that bottom's really good on the short run. He's going to take the lead by a good margin here. And 24 is going to slide up in between second and fourth. Panzarella's lost the lead. That bottom's just so good on these opening laps. See, after a few laps of the 70, realizes he's got to get up top, and Panzarella's going to be a little bit quicker. Panzarella jumps down low to get the draft. He's going to get a good run. He's going to send it to the outside again. He wants to make it work. Keith Ayers, though, to the inside, right behind the 70. Got a little bit of clean air. He's going to slide up. He's lost the clean air. He might lose it to Zapata right here. Panzarella's going to get a run to the inside. He's going to make it work this time. He's not going to clear like the 70 did. He's going to stay side by side, nose to nose. He's going to dive it way down low to try and cut the course as much as he can. But it's not going to do much. The 70 has such a big run. It looks like the top is in. Panzarella, I think, missed his chance for the bottom to work. Panzarella's can't make it stick. It looks like the top is in now. The 70 read the track perfect, got down to the bottom, past the leaders, got up to the top when the tires heated up, and he's going to hold the lead. Panzarella, though, someone we've seen running that top the whole time, might be able to run it better. And now he's behind the 70 in dirty air. Jump back to the second pack. Over in 9th place, got a good battle going on. Jaron's going to make the pass. Yeah, they're in the wrong number. It's supposed to be in the 13. A little confusing, but we make it work. Oh, he gets into the 21, gets into him. The 99 is going to save it. He loses all his momentum, though. Just the 21 really sent it in there. The 99 held his line, and that's what happens here in Michigan. Long, lazy slides. No yellow. You look back at the lead. Panzarella's right behind the 70 still, trying to get that lead back. Charles Irwin having a great day, P4. Now our biggest mover in 10th. With plus 10. Panzarella's really sending it in there on entry, but the 70's having really good exits. Panzarella, even with the draft, can't really pull up to him. He's going to have a run this time. He's not going to do anything with it. He's not close enough. He's going to offset by a lane or two. But yeah, I think we're just seeing that top line is in after a few laps. It's where the speed is. You're going to be able to save a little bit more tires on the bottom, but that top is where the speed is right now. Let's jump back down to 6th. Jeremiah Holt and Jonathan Cofield. Jonathan Cofield trying to make his way back up. He just pit there. Have a little bit more fuel in it. Got a little bit of work to do to get back up there. Jump back a little further. Matt McDonald, P8. Dave Charon leading this second group of cars. P9. Anthony Camerata, P10. Kevin Stanley Jr. saw him take his 4 tires there, so he's on just a tad bit newer tires, and he's going to make a lot of work here. Reginald Harris right behind them. Jeffrey Smith, saw him get damaged last time, probably took his fast repair and back out on track. I think Brandon Wallace or David Charon hit the wall there, just tapped it. Maybe each other showing a little bit of displeasure after getting cleaned out. Mark Cofield, P16, Kyle Logger in 17th, and Ryan O'Toole still off the pace a little bit. I mean, I don't know, something's not right with that truck. As we've got the battle for P2 heating up. Keith Ayers to the inside of Zapata. It's really been the battle of Javier Zapata, Zach Panzarella, Keith Ayers, and Charles Irwin. As they're going to send it 3 wide down the front stretch. Keith Ayers not quite there. 24 pushing to 12. He's going to get a massive run into the corner. He's going to take it high. This is where Panzarella's been shining all day on that top line. He's going to get a good run, but he's nowhere near the 70. 70 right now looks really connected to the track. And here comes Jonathan Cofield in 6th. We were just talking about him, I think, in 8th. You see he's running the bottom. He's trying to save a little bit more tire. I mean, he's on a fuller tank of fuel so he can go further, and now he's just making his way through the field, cutting through like it's nothing. And these leaders have to see Jonathan coming, and they're probably getting real scared. That's why they're starting the race. Panzarella can't do anything to get by the 70. He's going to look inside here. Going to get a side draft before entering the corner. He's going to dive it down low. He's going to have a good run. He has the momentum. He's going to clear. And these guys are looking in their mirrors. It's like Jaws is right behind them, chasing them. Jonathan Cofield up to 4th place. He's committed to that bottom. He's making it work. He's going to slide up. He doesn't have room. He's not clear. Zapata's still there. Ooh, Panzarella's going to dive down low. The 70 and the 12 are really battling right now, but here comes Cofield to the bottom. He can't send it in yet. He's going to have a really good exit here. Panzarella clears the 70. The 58 on the inside, going to side draft the 70, pull him back just a little bit. And Jonathan Cofield's going to send it in on the bottom. He's going to be able to clear the 70. Oh, not quite. The 70's really throwing it in there. He's going to stay side by side, 3 wide for the lead. Three wide down the backstretch, 20 to go. Still need another pit stop. Panzarella on the top, Brown in the middle, Cofield on the bottom. Cofield on the bottom takes the lead for just a split second. Panzarella's going to get a big run. Cofield's not going to clear. Panzarella's going to have to start using that bottom, take away that bottom if he wants to have any chance at Cofield. He's going to run the top. Cofield's going to dive it in. Going to get some shade in turn 1. Cofield's going to take the lead easy. I don't know if he's quite clear. He's going to slide up. And he's clear. And just like that, Jonathan Cofield's going to take the lead. Panzarella back down on the bottom. He's going to try the bottom. Try and do what Cofield's been doing. He's going to dive it in. He's going to have it. He's going to slide up. Cofield with the slide, or the crossover. Cofield with momentum. He's going to get the lead back. And he's clear. He's sticking to the bottom. He's not going to slide up. There he goes. Back up to the top. Panzarella's going to stay behind him, go to the top. Looks like Jonathan Cofield's really connected to the bottom. Panzarella likes the top. Panzarella's not done trying, but I think Cofield's just making that bottom work so good. You can see him tightly wrap it and just get so much speed out of it. He's going to pull away here. What a great battle with 20 to go with the leaders. As we have Paul Brown missed it in that great battle. He took his pit stop. And he is going to go a lap down, but he's going to have those new tires. He's able to make it. He might be able to jump these guys when they do pit, but we saw what happened to Maydew. 10-lap difference. He was eaten alive after a few laps. Panzarella on the bottom gets loose. You got Zapata. They're all coming down pit road. They saw Brown come. Camerata's down. The floodgates have opened. They saw Paul Brown to come down, and you can see he's passing by Cofield, like Cofield was passing the field, making it look easy. We have Anthony Camerata in his box. Looks like these guys are taking 2 tires. I think you kind of have to. We see that it's going to matter so much. Looks like Cofield's going to stay out. And Cofield saw what happened to Maydew. He was able to run him down, pitting later. We got a battle coming off pit road. Panzarella's going to beat Zapata out. And right here, these guys on new tires are going to want to battle Cofield as hard as they can, slow him down in any way possible, because this is who they're battling for the lead. Mark Cofield's a little slow on track. Matt McDonald's going to cycle to the leader as we have more guys pit. Jonathan Cofield, Keith Ayers, Charles Irwin, Kyle Lawver. Jump back on with Matt McDonald, Kevin Stanley Jr., Jeffrey Smith, Brandon Wallace, and Mark Cofield have not pit yet. Looks like everybody down pit road right so far has taken the 4-tire call. Matt McDonald's going to take it down pit road. Cycle the lead to Kevin Stanley Jr. He's hoping for a caution here. We look ahead to Paul Brown as this cycles out. He didn't quite catch Cofield how he wanted. He's going to have a run into the corner. He's going to be able to clear him. But Cofield's going to have just a little bit fresher tires. This is the battle for the lead. Matt McDonald came down pit road, so did Mark McDonald. Matt McDonald. And the 70 is going to clear for the lead, but Cofield does have those newer tires. We jump back to the current leader, Kevin Stanley Jr. I think he's hoping for a caution as we jump back up to our lead. We got for what will cycle for the lead: Paul Brown, Jonathan Cofield, Zach Panzarella, Javier Zapata, all in this little lead group. This will be what our lead is once our leaders pit, our top three. Panzarella looks just a little bit quicker than Jonathan right now. We have second and third coming down pit road. It's just going to leave Stanley out there. Stanley's down too. All three are down. Panzarella's going to send it to the top. Cofield gets a little bit loose on the bottom. Just ever so slightly. Panzarella's going to get him down the straight. Not quite clear him. We have cycled for the lead. Pit stops are complete. Only 11 to go. And the way this tire advantage is shaping out, the 70 has the newest tires. The 12, I think, is just a little bit newer. And the 58's a little bit older. It's not much. It's just a lap or two difference between them all. Panzarella's going to ride the top. It's been a few laps since they pit. The top could be coming in. He's going to get a huge run on the 70. The 58 sent it in really deep there on the bottom. The 12 is to the outside of the 70. He's going to get a good side draft. He's going to send it in on the top. Will he make it stick? 70's going way down low. Not quite to the yellow line. He's clear right now. The 12's going to get a big run. The 12's there. He's going to side draft him. He's got help behind from Zapata. It looks like both lanes are really even right now. The 58's going to dive it down. Can't forget about him. He's been really good on that bottom. Going to be 3 wide for the lead. No, they're going to think better of it. That's going to put Panzarella in the lead with 9 to go. 58's going to drop down low like he has been doing the whole race. Get all the way down on the bottom underneath that first seam. The 24 is going to get underneath Panzarella. And Panzarella's going to get a good run though. Looks like that bottom might be really good right now compared to before with it was the top. They're side by side going into 3. No one with a real advantage. The 24 gets a good run, but the 12 is going to have an even bigger run off the corner. He's not going to be able to clear him. They get to the line. 8-7 to go. And these guys are not giving up. This is for the win. First, second, third, and fourth is Zapata, Panzarella, Cofield, and Brown. Brown gets loose. Almost gets into Cofield. He's going to save it. That's going to end Brown's chances at a win. Cofield half a second back. Panzarella right behind Zapata. Zapata's been a little bit quicker in this run. Ooh, we see the 24 get a little bit loose. That's going to give the 12 a run down the straight. Looks like Cofield's starting to fall back just a little bit. He could be saving tires and make a run at the end. Brown is off by a second. Panzarella's going to dive it in low, run the Cofield line underneath on the yellow line. He's not going to get to his quarter panel. The 24 is going to get a big run off the corner. He gets a little bit loose, but he's still up ahead. And the 24 leading races at the end of a race is something we've seen all season. He's able to hold on really well. Panzarella's had really good short run speed, but he's going to need to find something in the tank as Cofield's closing in for P3. Panzarella is right there. He's going to dive it down on the bottom. Not quite all the way down. He's going to stay a lane lower. This 24 gets a little bit loose. He's going to drive in front of him. 24's still got a good run. Looks like Panzarella's stuck at the 0.14 mark, 0.15 mark. Can't really make any ground right now. Jonathan Cofield's going to get to the inside of Panzarella. He's going to send it in there. They're even. The 12's got to run. 5 to go at the line. Zapata in the lead. And Cofield has his position. He has that bottom that he's used all race. He's not quite going to dive it down. There it is. Below that first seam. He makes it work so well. He's not quite going to be able to clear Panzarella. Panzarella's going to get a good run again. Mark Brown's still in the picture. But with these guys side by side, we have Zapata pulling away. We look back, we got a battle for 7th. For 6th. These guys racing hard, just like they are for the lead. Jump back up, we have Zach Panzarella fighting Cofield still. Zapata's loving every second of this. Only 4 laps to go. Panzarella on the top. Cofield's gonna slide it in. He's not clear. This is helping every single lap. They're side by side. This is just helping Zapata. Cofield's gonna send it in really deep. Looks like Zapata's starting to fall back a little bit as Cofield's gonna clear Panzarella. Panzarella's gonna get right behind him, give him a push. They're trying to work together to get to the Zapata. And they're closing on Zapata, only 3 to go. They run single file all through the corner, the same line, 2 seams up, 12 dips down just a little bit lower, get a little bit of clean air, but it's not gonna help that much. Panzarella needs to stay close if he wants any chance when Cofield goes and slows down to 24. And Cofield's going to dive it down. He's not there yet, but the 24 is starting to slide up the track on corner exit. He's starting to lose grip in those front tires. He's there. Cofield's there. He's going to side draft down the front straight. Oh, he's really close. He's going to bump him. Give him a push. Only 2 to go. 2 laps to go. The 58 tries to go high. The 24 blocks. The 24 pushes him low. The 58 gets in his line. Ooh, the 58 just can't do it. He can't get next to him. And 24 is going to have to drive the best race he ever has to beat Cofield. You know, the Cofield's the fastest in this field. Cofield's going to send it down on the bottom. Zapata's making that top work. Cofield's able to get really good runs out of the corner. We only got 1 to go, and they're separated by less than 2 tenths. Zapata entering turn 1. He's going to enter high. Cofield's going to go high. The 24 down low, taking the Cofield line away from him. Cofield's going to get a good run, but down the back straight, the 24 has the biggest lead he has in a few laps. Although here comes Cofield, getting a big toe. He's going to send it inside. Cofield below the line. That's not a problem here. As the 24 is going to try and send it as hard as he can. As the 58 throws a slider. The 24, does he have a run? It's going to be close. And Cofield is going to win after an insane battle for the lead. Man, he really sent it in there on the bottom. I can't believe it. An awesome battle for the top 3 of Cofield, Zapata, and Panzarella. Irwin fell off. Brown fell off. Lost another position to Irwin. Irwin P3. But man, those guys put on one heck of a race for the end. This Gofield's gonna drive around to the start-finish line. We're finishing top 5: Cofield, Zapata, Panzarella, Irwin, and Brown. As he celebrates. Let's grab our P3 finisher. See if we can get Panzarella up in the booth. Panzarella, P3, you got us? You there?
Yeah, you got me?
Oh yeah. That was an insane battle for the top 3. I mean, just to get third in that, I mean, you got to be proud.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. It was a crazy one for sure. I mean, honestly, I think that was Ayers who ended up second place. Oh gosh, was working my spotter on that one. I was like, oh, I guess I'm glad that wasn't me because that one must hurt. He had so much speed, but Kofoid's just so hard to beat. Even when he went up and down the field a few times, it still wasn't quite enough, and I just couldn't really figure out the long run the way I needed to. But yeah, still very proud of that one. Had a lot of fun today, and with the way qualifying and practice went, didn't have a ton of confidence, so happy with that one.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely saw you have really good short run pace. It seemed like you really liked the top. It seemed like once the top came in, you really had it working. And then it seemed like once the run went on a little bit, you'd fall off. I want to talk about just what the truck was doing.
Yeah, I mean, with those 20-lap runs, I kind of felt like I could have gone to the top a little bit earlier than I normally would, just because the top is usually so bad on tires. But with those short runs, it felt a little more possible. So I used that first run to kind of experiment, see what the fall-off would be, and was able to get a lot of track position that way, and the fall-off wasn't anywhere near as bad as I thought. So once I saw that I had a lot of speed up there, I kind of tried to stay committed to that. That was really the only kind of like chance I felt like I had, you could say. So yeah, glad that worked. With the track temp, I had a feeling it wasn't going to, so I'm not going to complain about that.
Yeah, I really didn't think tire wear would matter this much, but it seemed like if you pit a little bit early and you were close, you could really jump the leaders. We saw a couple guys do it. Was there ever a thought of taking just 2 tires, or was it gonna have to be 4 tires with how loose it was?
If I had a little bit more raw speed, especially on the later end of the run, I maybe would have considered it. I saw a few guys do it, get track position that way. But I just don't think the race ever kind of fell that way. No matter what, we were probably going to put in a full run at pretty much at every point in this race. So I just didn't have the confidence. And I just don't think I had the line flexibility. There are times where the guys were beating me on the bottom, and I try it, and I get super loose and lose a position or two. So I was kind of worried about messing up my balance and going away from what was working for me. But yeah, I mean, I definitely do think it was a possibility. Maybe with a little bit more practice, a little more laps in these conditions, I could have made it work, but it just wasn't in the cards today.
Yeah, well, great run for you, P3. Glad to see you racing. And you got any shout-outs?
Yeah, I'll shout out Daily Drivers Inc., my team at BDI Motorsports. Thanks to all those guys. I'm excited to be racing for a championship with them on Thursday over on an MRL. Shout out to my sponsors, Daily Drivers Inc. and VRN, Vortex Racing Network. You can check them out at vortexracingnetwork.com. And my friends, my family, and my fiance, who I'm marrying this weekend. Very excited for that.
Congratulations.
And, thank you very much. You guys in the booth, missed case of beer today, but Mata, you're always amazing, and you guys do a great job. So thank you so much for covering the action.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't miss it. I'm really committed to this now. I'm having a lot of fun up here. And I mean, when you guys put on a race like that, I mean, I can't ask for anything more. I was afraid it was going to go green, but I mean, you guys kept it real exciting down there.
We try, and I'm glad we were able to put in a show for everybody at home.
All right, we'll hopefully talk to you next week, and have a good one.
Thanks so much, man. You guys have a good one.
Let's bring up Javier Zapata. our second place driver. Javier, you got me?
I got you loud and clear.
Man, what a drive there. That whole battle for first, second, and third, and fourth place for a little while in those closing laps with 20 to go. I mean, one heck of a race. You want to tell me what it was like in your seat?
Man, that was the most fun I've had in a while. I guess you guys saw it from the booth. I mean, guys running hard, running clean. A lot of space on the track to run wide. So yeah, a lot of different lines. So yeah, it was fun.
So I saw, what was it? Panzarella really liked the top. Jonathan Cofield really liked the bottom. Did you have a preference on what lane you wanted to run?
Yeah, my preference was the top, and I was just talking with Jonathan. That last lap, I thought he was gonna take the bottom, and I went to the bottom. Didn't work for me, but he went to the top, so he managed to get a good run there. And yeah, but I really liked the top. I wasn't managing my tires very well throughout the race, but there at the end, just a few laps. So I just said, hell with it and just run as hard as you can, and top, bottom, whatever works. But top seemed to be the best one for me today.
Now, I gotta ask, how do you say your last name? I want to make sure I'm saying it right.
Oh, brother, you're saying it right.
All right.
My wife the other day said, oh, those guys don't. There's a lot of
All right.
people say Cepeda. You say it right. Zapata.
All right. I asked the same question to Panzarella. Did you ever think about taking two tires? I know a couple guys did it. I haven't looked to see where they finished, but did it ever cross your mind to take them in that last stop?
Absolutely not, man. I wasn't, again, managing my tires very well. I was getting very loose, just smashing that throttle all the time. And no, I had to go 4 because I knew it was going to be tight there at the end. So if I took 4 and I was, I had some track position, I thought I was going to be in a good place. So it worked out.
Yeah, we saw Cofield take that top line. I think one of the first times he took it the whole race. Do you think if you had taken the top away from him, you could have held on to it?
I think so. I think he was playing some mind games in there. He just kept going to the bottom. I was going to the top, and then on the last lap, I thought, let me block him a little bit. Tried to do all I could, but bottom didn't work out for me. He managed to get a good run out of the top, like you said. The few times he took that top, and he's a smart racer, man. He really got me there, and I learned a few things from him too. So that was a good too.
So something I do want to point out. I'm gonna bring up points again. I believe since Coster missed this race and you finished P2, you were 15 points back. I'm gonna have to guess that's gonna put you as the regular season champion right now, with 4 races left.
Yeah, we're missing Tanner. Hopefully he comes back. But yeah, I think I'm really concentrating a lot on the playoff points too.
Yep.
I think I've run a few not so good races recently. It's been a while since I've gotten a chance to talk to you guys, so happy to do that again, and yeah, hopefully do a little bit more of that.
Oh yeah, hopefully. I love watching you race, so you do a great job. And you got any shout outs for anybody?
Oh, just a regular, man. It's my team, Fatal Motorsports. Tony, Keith. We're racing there today. Keith was up there for most of the race as well, and Tony, he played some track position too, some strategy, and it worked out for him in the beginning. So yeah, just a shout out to them. Shout out to you guys. You guys again, the best crew out there doing this. And yeah, a shout out to Jonathan Cofield too. Great race. Had fun, a lot of fun running there at the end with him. I tried everything I could, but the guy's fast, and yeah, hopefully we'll continue to race together and have fun.
Oh yeah. Well, good job on your second place finish. Hopefully we'll talk to you next week, and we'll see you.
10-4. Thank you guys.
And let's bring up, once again, it is Michael this time in the booth. Jonathan, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. What's up, buddy?
No Jonathan to talk to this week, just me.
Alright.
But, I mean, you really made that bottom work. You did it like nobody else. I started calling it the Cofield line. the Jonathan line where you'd get down underneath that first seam. No one else was really doing it. It seemed like everybody liked the top except for you. You're doing that just to save tires?
Yeah, just take care of the tires. This track can get pretty sketchy coming off the corners, a little loose. So yeah, just down there trying to save. I'm surprised nobody come down there. I don't know. I guess they was getting scared they was getting freight trained on the top, which I didn't mind, you know. I mean, go on by, I'll see you in about 10, 15 laps. But yeah, just trying to manage, save tire. But man, the end of it, man, I'm still shaking. That's probably the funnest race I've been in a while.
And
me and the 24, man,
I mean,
that was awesome.
You know, I haven't called many races, but that was the most fun I've had, and that's saying a lot because I was alone tonight. It's tough to do one of these alone, and I mean, you guys put on a crazy battle for the last 20 laps. I mean, that was just so much fun to watch. I can only imagine how fun it was to drive.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was worried. The plan was just take 2 tires, take right side tires there, and have tank of gas, and see where we could come out. But apparently, I think the 24 was on 4, and I think the other guy might have taken 2. I'm not sure, but I got worried there when all 3 of them got ahead of me. I was like, well, they took 4. I guess we'll just sit here and see how it goes. But I just kept doing what I was doing, painting that yellow line. It was really loose for about 5 laps. So yeah, just trying to take care of it and let them race it out and burn it up, and they eventually did. And had a little block right there on the white flag lap on the back straightaway. He apologized. I told him, hey man, it's white flag, go for it. But got by him and throwed it into 3 right there as hard as I could, and done old Kyle Larson's slide job and pulled it off.
Yeah, you used the top lane there for maybe the first time in the race. I know it wasn't the first time, but it really felt like it. You think if he didn't make that move, he just would have won? You think that was the move he had to make?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was definitely it. I was gonna stick it on the top. I couldn't do nothing out of 1. We was pretty even in 1. I think 3 and 4 was where I was catching him. But yeah, I throwed it in there hoping it would stick. Tried not to go too high and get up in the marbles, but it stuck and I got a good run. If it wouldn't have been for that, you've been talking 24.
Yeah, I was asking everybody who came up here if 2 tires was the call. It seemed like you almost made that call. I mean, what was the deciding factor to actually take 4? Because I think
I took
2
2.
would have. Oh, you took 2.
Yes, sir.
Oh, all right. So you were one of the ones who took 2.
Yeah, I took 2.5 tank right there at that last stop.
All right. So I think everyone else took 4.
Yeah. That had me worried there for a minute.
Oh, all
I
right.
didn't know if it was gonna work or not. So.
Wow. Okay. That makes it even more impressive. You were surprised you weren't more loose on the bottom.
Oh man, yeah, it was horrible for about 5 laps, but once they evened out, it got back to just how it was. But yeah, me and Jeremiah Holt tried it, and he don't like his car is loose. He's still learning, so he I think he fell back some positions, but he said the same thing. Once they evened out, he could run with it.
Yeah. I mean, you weren't really controlling today. You had a controlling period, but you fell back. Were you worried about that, or did you know if you just saved tires on the bottom like you were, you'd be up there in no time?
Yeah, just trying to manage and have fun. Today's my birthday, so start in the rear, race a bunch of guys, have a good time, man.
Hey, happy birthday to you and congratulations. You got any what is it? Shoutouts?
Yeah, thank everybody at Bandits Motorsports, Dad and Jeremiah Holt and Brandon Wallace made it in there at the last minute. Had a lot of fun racing those guys. Everybody in the field getting better and better every week. Not many cautions once again this week, but it's Michigan. You shouldn't have a bunch of cautions. It's so wide. But Cofield Asphalt was finishing. Cofield Supply Service. SM Racing Products. You ain't got a button box. Go check those guys out. Type in Bandits 1. Save yourself a little money. All the admins in here. I think one admin's on vacation, but just everybody in here for being so for letting me in and letting me hang out. Hope everybody, like I say every week, hope everybody's doing some learning, which I think they are. I mean, that was tough racing.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't pulled out by like 6-7 seconds like you usually were. This was you had to fight for this one.
Exactly, yeah.
So glad to see the field is starting to catch up to you a little bit. You came in here, you said you were going to be fast, you were going to be a lot faster than everyone else, and you wanted people to learn from being behind you, and it seems like it's paying off for the field.
Yeah, that's the only way to learn. I mean, even getting on officials, you know, they're going to stick you in a room with faster guys. You just got to learn which officials are different, and that's where a lot of guys have a problem in leagues. You know, at the sprint race, you got to 40 laps in an official race. So you got to
Yeah.
get there and get to the finish. You
Yep.
know, burn your tires up. But a league, you really work on your racecraft and figure out how to save. And leagues help a lot. If you're on iRace and you're trying to learn how to get better, join a league. Don't worry about the official races.
Yeah, and
I ain't an official in 2 years probably.
I second this completely. I didn't learn tire saving until I joined leagues where, excuse me, the races where I did I think it was 160 lap races, and you can't win those races by going as hard as you can every lap.
That's right.
But you can win an official by running as hard as you can every lap because they're so short. So
Yeah, it's hard to balance too. I could probably go in an official right now and get my butt kicked because I don't know
Yeah.
how to drive fast on new tires.
Right. So even the field, if you guys are listening, listen to Jonathan. He knows how to save the tires. You saw it happen in the race. He drove through the field just late because he saved his tires. So.
Yep, it's all a learning curve, and everybody's getting better. So that's what it's all about.
Yep, we love to see it. But you had your
Appreciate
shout
the
outs,
broadcast,
and
buddy.
yeah. I guess we'll see if we see you next week. But
Lime Rock's next route, right?
ooh, I actually am not sure. I know it was coming up. I think it might be Pocono then Lime Rock.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I think next week it's going to be Jonathan alone, and I'm working late, so I might join in late. We'll see.
That'll work. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll see you.
Thank you, buddy.
See ya. And for our bonus interview, we're going to bring on Keith Ayers.
Hello.
Hey, you know, you were part of that battle all night up front. It was fun to watch you. I think it might have been Zapata and Brown and Irwin, all that group right there, just with them all night. How was racing with them? I mean, it seemed like it was side by side almost every single lap.
It was a handful sometimes, that's for sure. Whew. I mean, I was in the pack for 99.999% of the race. It was a handful. It was back and forth. I mean, it was like a locomotive train. It was just nonstop aggressiveness. It was crazy, and it was a blast.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it was really fun to watch up here. You were saying in the chat you went from battling to the lead to finishing 7th. You know what happened?
I don't know. Coming to the final pit stop. Well, I think what happened there, what contributed to me, I think, finishing that far back was I kind of sort of stood there in my pit box, had to throw it in reverse and back it up.
Yep.
But I think that's what it cost me. But it's whatever. I still came back and got a decent finish out of it. Still got some points out of it. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you can ask for. You know, you're battling for the lead. You have a bad pit stop, and then
Yeah.
you got to make the best of it. You know.
Yeah, I'd much rather take what I can get than wind up sitting in the garage area tore up. So.
Yep, and with not many cautions, I mean, you would have lost a lot. We had a few trucks not finish, I think 2. So, I mean, if anyone else got in a crash, it would have been a big bad points day.
Yeah, which I definitely don't need because I am battling for my playoff life. So I'm taking everything I can get right now.
Yeah, if we bring up the points from after Nashville, you are sitting plus 18.
I'm 11th.
So,
but I'm 18 above the cut line.
Yeah, it's not safe. I'm saying that before the race.
No, not by any stretch, but I think tonight helped a little bit.
And tonight we did have the same winner again, Jonathan Cofield. So that helps keep more points.
Is a race winning machine.
Oh yeah, I was talking to him. He was really committed to the bottom. Panzarella was committed to the top. Where were you committed tonight? It seemed like everybody kind of had a favorable point.
Everybody sort of migrated to the top of the racetrack. I didn't understand why, but halfway through the race, I caught on to it. I'm like, oh, this is better than the bottom. But my truck, for some odd reason, felt better on the bottom than did the top. But I made it work.
Yeah, it seemed like the first few laps, it was like the bottom was really good, and it was like kind of sneaky because then the top got really good. But Cofield was saying the bottom was really good for saving tires, so it seemed like a balancing act out there with the track being so hot. I asked everybody this question, did you think about taking 2 tires at all?
You know, I thought about taking 2 on the final pit stop, but I was so hesitant about a caution coming out. I would have scared myself. So I figured the safe route would be to take 4, not expecting to start through my pit box, but
Right. At that point, you're
Yeah, I
really
think
hoping for a caution.
yeah, I needed one more caution to tighten the field up, but I would have been. Well, tires really didn't much matter, but still, it would have brought everybody back together.
Yeah, it seemed like if it was more than 5 laps, it made a difference, but if it was any less, it didn't make too much of a difference. I think Cofield took 2 there, and he was able to get the lead.
Yeah, 2 tires in the past for me has never worked out well. So I mean, I'm going with what I know works and 4 every chance I can get.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't miss your box, you would have been up there and battling for the lead, but no doubt you were fast tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I won the pole by almost a tenth of a second. So
Yeah, I mean, we rode on board for that one. I mean, you really drove it. We took a lap on board during the race, and it was so much different with how much you were lifting when compared to qualifying. Because
and with how the air was and how everybody was racing, and I couldn't afford to go fall out. I mean, I would have been backwards in the fence before I could even think about it.
Yep. Pocono next week. You looking forward to that? You any good there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm comfortable there. I feel good when I go there. I felt good there in the past. Ran good in the past. So this will be my second time going there in a truck. So we'll see if I learn anything from the first time.
Nice. I mean, you got any shout outs you want to give?
Just everybody on AMR. I mean, myself, obviously my teammate and co-owner Will Moore, who couldn't make it tonight. Who's leaving to go on vacation tomorrow. So best of luck to him
I
on
knew we
that.
were missing someone.
Just everybody on the team. They've worked their butts off all season, and I'm sucks I was the only one here tonight, but it's whatever. It happens. I understand things come up and can't make it all the time. But just hoping to take this momentum on to Pocono, and I thought I had a good chance at the win tonight, but just wasn't meant to be. Just pack it up and move it on to Pocono and see what I can do there.
Oh yeah, well, I won't be up in the booth, so it'll be Jonathan talking to you guys next week. Good racing tonight. I know you had a little slip up, but still fun to see you driving up there with everyone else early.
Thanks, I appreciate it. I try to give everybody the best seat possible.
We'll see ya.
All right, take care. Have a good night.
You too.
Thanks.
So, we're gonna wrap up here. I mean, you couldn't ask for a much better race. I mean, those last 20 laps were so exciting. I mean, you didn't know who was gonna win. It looked like Panzarella had really good speed. Then it was Zapata who came up past him and looked like he really pulled away just a little bit, and then out of nowhere, just like every other week, Jonathan Cofield came up and stole it, running that bottom line and saved his tires just enough. But go through the running order here. You had, Jonathan Cofield first, Javier Zapata second, third, Zach Panzarella, Charles Irwin, Paul Brown fourth and fifth, Matt McDonald, Keith Ayers, Anthony Camerata, 9th place, Jeremiah Holt, 10th, Reginald Harris, 11th, Mark Cofield, 12th, Brandon Wallace, 13th, David Charon, 14th, Jeffrey Smith, 15th, Kevin Stanley Jr., 16th, Dave Charon, 17th, Kyle Lawver, 18th, Ryan O'Toole, and then we had, rounding that out, was Gary Maydew and Austin Mioto, the only cars involved in a wreck today. They both ran out of faster pairs. So, both 35 and 41 laps down. We saw everything here in Michigan. We're going to see it all again in Pocono. I'll be gone, We'll be working. Might jump in late next week. So I'll sign off, hand it over to Jonathan Case Beer next week, and we'll see you next time.